All right. That's the spirit, she says. Look at this. The lights are going down. You can see our shiny trees. It's really nice. I really like the shininess that we have behind us. It's beautiful. So let me get live here as well on TikTok for our final hour. Beautiful. Let's do MoringaCon23. You guys were watching us on TikTok, right?
Yes, we were.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were live.
I am.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go live, but what I'm going to do is do exactly what Ben said.
It was watching.
And I think it was TikTok though, right? Okay, cool. So let me change the background here. Hey, everybody. So if we go to more and we do mirror. Okay. Should be normal now. Nice. Okay. So we've got that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks, everybody. Let's see. We also will get Instagram started. Let's go ahead and go live. And beautiful. We're here. We got the members area. Let's go to pull up comments and chat. All righty. So this is MoringaCon23. Welcome, everybody. Greetings, greetings, and welcome. Thanks. Thanks so much for coming in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody, that we are getting started here in Plant City, Florida. Grow Moringa trees. Have been growing Moringa trees since 2015. And here we are now with a full conference event with many different products. So let's just go through here. We've got powder, trees. You see the trees there, little trees, and capsules and tea and supplements and a book and all kinds of stuff for people, pets, and plants. Moringa is a very versatile plant that can grow essentially anywhere in the world over the summertime as an annual. So as an annual, you can grow Moringa in the summertime. We actually have somebody here that is in Wisconsin, and she's been really trying to grow Moringa for a long time. Let me wave to Andrea. Hey, what's up, Andrea? She's been constantly watching our content, learning, going through life, growing a family, but also really wanting to be tied in with us, the business. She's been seeing this growth happen in the Moringa industry and trying to figure out where she fits in with her business or with her family. If she's just a consumer of Moringa, a personal consumer, that's okay. And so you want to make sure that you're buying it from somebody you trust, right? So that's where we come in. It's finding somebody that you can trust with getting your high quality Moringa, right? And then preparing your plot and your land over the course of this winter time. So that way you can get ready to plant your Moringa as a perennial in the spring. Or I should say as an annual in the spring. If you're in cold weather, if you're in very cold weather, in the summertime, essentially, you can plant Moringa in the summer. And that's really what I'm teaching, is when to grow Moringa with the best outcome, with the best looking leaves, all the things that it says that Moringa has, which is 25 times more iron than spinach, 10 times more vitamin A than carrots. I mean, where do they get this information? It's in the soil. So we've already talked about it. We've been here for about 6 hours already today, just focusing and talking about the history of the Moringa tree, buying and leasing land to grow Moringa, the growth requirements, the soil, the flowers, the leaves. What do those items need in order to grow healthy and strong? And then also, we just finished up the how to develop your business model. And now we're going into laws, regulations, labeling, the moringa tree industry, and also how to develop systems in your business for testing heavy metals, nutritional testing of the leaves, and also your sales and how you're generating sales. In your business, you can choose to be in your lane and say, you know, I'm not a salesperson. Or you can choose to say, you know, that's a really valuable skill that I need to learn, and I'm going to take on this daunting task of sales. And that's essentially where we are right now, where I am right now, is knowing that sales is the #1 skill that you could have in today's world. Look at what we're doing right now. We're live, essentially inside of my members area, as well as talking to you here on Instagram and TikTok. This may not be something that I want to be doing on my Friday night, but at the same time, it's also a way for me to get to know you and you to get to know me, my business, potentially purchase products, potentially start your business and need consulting. It's a whole plethora of things that just gets you in the door to be able to learn about our business. So what is our business exactly? We are in the business of growing this tree called Moringa. This is a great tree. We are the company called Grow Moringa. This is the ultimate guide that will go in. It's like 400 pages, and it's going to teach you essentially how to grow moringa. A big question that we get, oops, let me go ahead and turn this on here. Just that way you can hear me. Good. Good. Hey, TikTok, welcome. If you couldn't hear me before, sorry about that. So we are talking about rules and regulations in your business. And what are some of the rules and regulations that you need to know about in the moringa business? A very common question that we get asked all the time is moringa invasive? In Florida, Moringa created a tier system that categorizes plants by their invasiveness. And in Florida, Moringa is on this list that was just created just a few years ago. This list consists of very toxic and noxious herbs known as kudzu, which has taken over lots and lots of land because of its invasiveness. So here in Florida, one of the things that we focused on first was to find out, is it legal to grow, right? And it is. And there's no kind of restriction or permitting that you would need to grow moringa. Yes, right? So you can grow moringa. There's no other place in the USA that has any kind of invasiveness category to it. That's because it really needs human intervention. It's a domesticated plant. It's not a wild plant. This has been something that has been cultivated for thousands and thousands of years. It's not grown in the wild. Matter of fact, let me find a moringa tree that is out in the wild. They're very few and far between. They're mostly in people's backyards. And now what we're building and growing is a collective of people that are growing it on commercial properties. We have large farms around the country that are in the process of transitioning over from a conventional farm that's growing tomatoes and garlic and other things, to then being an organic farm that is growing moringa. And so they're calling us right now, trying to find out what are the rules and regulations with growing moringa. And here in Florida, half the state stays really hot and moist. And the temperature is ideal for moringa to kind of spread on its own. But the other half of Florida, it freezes, just like everywhere else. And so it's not able to really get out of hand, because anytime there's a frost of temperature below 32 degrees, this stem here, this stem explodes. The bark on the moringa tree is so thin that the water inside freezes when it's met with low temperatures. So this is why it's on the invasive list, but it's very low on the list. It's not like a kudzu that is a vining plant that can grow pretty much all year, and it actually smothers other plants. You might have already seen kudzu. It's on the highways all over the country where it's just smothering all kinds of wildlife and plants. That's kudzu. And that was a plant that was incorporated into farms in the early 1900s as a baby food. It was a potato starch that could be harvested very easily, grown very easily as a vine, and it ended up getting out of hand. And that's essentially what created this invasiveness list, was kudzu creating this list where, okay, what are kind of some of the things that puts moringa on this invasive list? And where does it sit in the levels, right? Where does it sit in the levels of invasiveness? Because here we have kudzu, which is a vine, and it has a wide range where it can grow in cold weather, right? And it can come back vigorously, and it can smother plants. These are none of the traits that moringa has. Moringa does not vine, so that puts it down lower on the list. It also it doesn't smother plants, and so it also does not like the cold. So that also brings it down a few notches. What does moringa do, and what does moringa have that is a concern, are wings. So getting into the rules and regulations of moringa in your business, you want to know some of the traits of this tree. And the seeds have these little wings on them. You see the wings there? That constitute as a seed that could travel from the mother a distance. So that could cause some conflict and invade the space of other plants. If this tree is producing a seed that could potentially blow in the wind and move far away from the mother, that's a concern. And so that's one of the things that they look for in some of the traits for invasive plants, is that it has a wing, right? So that's one of the things. Another thing that moringa is put on the list for, and is a concern, is that it can be started from cuttings. So you can start this tree from cuttings. And so one of the reasons why it's on the invasive list is because you can cut this and then plant that, and it grows in a whole new tree. And so you don't have to worry about moringa being permitted, or you can't grow it in a nursery. You can have a business license and you can sell moringa as a potted plant. There's no rule and regulation to that. The thing is, though, is that if you want to get your business started and you want to be successful at a business that needs very little to no, say, like registration, is starting a plant nursery. That's how I started. This is a disclaimer that this show is educational, entertainment purposes, and that we are not doctors or anyone in that capacity. We're just sharing our story of our business, our relationship with this beautiful tree, moringa. This is a little baby tree, and so this little disclaimer just says that this whole entire show is for entertainment purposes. Right. So what I did was I was like, okay, I want to have a business, but I don't want to be held up by all these rules, regulations, because I was already in the food industry. I worked at restaurants. I worked at hotels. behind the scenes, and had to deal with foodborne illnesses and had to deal with rules and regulations that come to the food code, right? So we would always have to have these inspections and always have to have people coming in and every year to the restaurants that I worked at, just keeping it clean, right? So all the surfaces need to be metal, stainless steel, metal surfaces, things like that. If you're going to be making on, of course, you have to have gloves and you have to be separated from, say, like a bathroom and an entrance. They all need to have their own space. So I was like wanting to start my business, but trying to figure out where I was going to sell my products at the lowest tier of entry. Like how soon, like if I had this idea today, you're here today, how could you start your business tomorrow? With the lowest tier of rules and regulations, essentially being in the Moringa business is starting a plant nursery. This is just a suggestion of what I did for my business. Is because of rules and regulations, I started a plant business. That plant business ended up being just a Moringa business, which then ended up turning into this business. It evolved and it grew over time. And I really just started with plants, with the trees themselves. So if you have any questions here, please don't hesitate to say what's up and ask a question. Thanks so much here, Ford 1127 is saying kudzu grows a foot a day, and it's unbelievable. So thanks so much for coming in and commenting. Invite other friends and say what's up. Thanks so much for Ezekiel and from them farms also coming in. Thank you. And all the kitchen there I see joined up. So thanks so much for coming. If you have any comments or anything like that, this is a conference event that we're throwing. It's a 3-day conference event. And this particular episode that we're on right now is just talking about the laws, the regulations, and also we're going to go into labeling, right? So we're going to talk a little bit more about the labeling process. I started my plant nursery because it was a low barrier of entry where I could essentially get my business going tomorrow. And what you would do is you would go with your state department agriculture office, and you would register with the Department of Agriculture as a plant nursery. What they're going to do is they're going to ask you a few questions, and you can opt out of the inspection if you're not going to ship your plants to California. If you're not going to ship your plants to California, or you're not even going to ship your plants at all, you don't really need the inspection. So for just a few bucks, 25, 30 bucks, you could essentially register your plant business today with the state and then go to the farmer's market tomorrow. So welcome everybody. So register your business as a plant nursery first, and that's going to give you the barrier of entry to start making some income. You're going to learn how to sell your trees in pots like this at the farmer's market and really just start having the trees. Right? And so then inside of my book here, let's see what else is here. The chapters for rules and regulations. Growth requirements. I think I have a lot of that in the first chapter. Business, licensing, labels. Yeah, here we go. Okay. That's essentially what chapter 1 of my book here talks about is the rules and requirements for your business. As we close up today's meetings, we talked a little bit about your licensing, getting a plant license. After that, you don't need to have the inspection, right? You don't need to have that plant. You don't need to have anybody come inspect your space or your plants, because you're not really shipping to California yet. You're really just going to be going to the farmer's market, pay a few bucks, get a plant nursery with the state. And then from there, you can set up and go to the farmer's market. Now, the farmer's market is going to ask you for insurance. So the farmer's market is going to ask you if you have insurance. I used Campbell's insurance. It's a very cheap one-time payment a year. It's really just $1 million contract, a policy. It's really just $1 million policy that is going to protect you if, say, like your tent blows over into the other tent and they end up suing you or something of that matter. It's really not like a foodborne kind of insurance. It's much more of just like property damage insurance. So most farmers markets are going to require that for you to have as a rule, and to register your business with an insurance provider. So it's good to always have insurance. We have insurance, $1 million coverages for not only farmers market, but of course for even just selling our products on our shop. That's essentially how I started, was going to the farmers market. This story of getting this plant business going started at the farmers market as a plant nursery. I made sure that when they asked me what my products were, I told them moringa trees. Moringa trees were my biggest seller, continue to be. Great. Someone asked this question. Are they actually stating that their business is going to be under a corporation and not an LLC? That's very good. Like a C Corp, I think, is something that is very good for getting started as a corporation. Absolutely. So this person also decided to go the route of registering their company itself as a corporation. That is a very good step. When I first started my plant nursery, they were asking what the name of it was. I really just created a DBA, which is a doing business as. That doing business as allowed me to get an EIN, allowed me to go get a bank account. So those things to get your business started are very good for just hitting that next level. It's going to help you get a bank account. And then you can decide if you want to upgrade your DBA to an LLC, or if you want to upgrade your LLC to a corporation. We have all three. We have a corporation as a holding company. We even have a trust that we're forming to protect that corporation. And then we also have several LLCs, operational LLCs that operate the different aspects of our company, management company, shop, things like that. So you can begin to get more developed as you go. I think what a lot of people are missing, and they're asking this question, and they're getting stopped with proceeding. They're getting stopped and held up with fear. Okay, you got to throw that fear out the window, because you just need to get started. You just need to tell your friends and family first that you have moringa, and that you're growing it and you have it for sale, and that they should buy it from you. And if anything, do what a lot of friends and even myself have done, is just give it to them for free. Now, the issue with giving things away for free is that they don't really value it. So when you do give something away for free, you say to your friends and family, this is like $1,000 value, but then I'm going to give it to you for free. And so they're like, whoa, this is worth $1,000, whatever that is, right? And then say, yes, but today I'm giving it to you for free. And if you want any more, come back and you can buy it from me. So that way you're setting the expectations clearly, because starting off in business, I didn't want to sell. I gave away all of my products. And my mom and everybody was like, you're not a good businessman. You're just giving everything away for free. You're homeless. Like, what are you doing? You're not making any money. And I'm just like, I just love it. I'm trying this business thing out. And what I ended up doing was just giving away everything for free. And this is what I hear a lot of is, hey, I'm not really in it for the money, because I talk a lot about money. And so that's the first thing that they want to say to make it clear with me. Hey, look, I know that you're all about the money, man, but I'm not. And I'm like, cool. Either way, I'm actually really not about money. I'm about freedom. I'm about, being happy. I'm about growing food and also helping more people. You know, with millions of dollars, I can help millions of people. That's really my main goal and mission out of this. So set those expectations with your friends and family and say, hey, I'm going to give this to you for free. But if you need any more, let me know and I have it for sale. Just let them know that the next time that they come around, that they can buy it from you. Okay, so that's one way to just get over that hump of having to charge people for this thing that you're starting, this business that you're starting, when really you want to do good and you want to just give things away for free. And maybe you're in a position to just give things away for free. Just give it away for free if you can. But if you want to make money from this, don't give it away for free. Put some value on it. And even if you say, this is $100, and this is, I know, an issue that I have with business, is that I could say that this is worth $100. Who made that up? Who said that? Who decided that this? Well, who decided that that bottle of wine is $2,000 and that bottle of wine is $2 or $20? Who decided that? The brand. So this is where you begin to come up with your own brand and you decide the price. If you're saying this is worth $100, but you tell people, I'm only going to sell this today for $5, then what that does is it creates a lot of interest and it helps to also create you a lot of sales in that same realm. It's like saying, like driving down the street, I'll see a billboard, the #1 beer in the world. I'm like, what? That's a claim, right? Or whatever, right? I'm driving down the street a little bit more. The next sign I see with a whole nother company is the world's #1 beer. And I'm just like, what? I thought that one was. Well, who determined whose beer is the #1 beer? Maybe their panel of people said that their beer is #1, and this panel of people said their beer is #1. They're just making it up. And this is a problem that people have with business, and they think that, you know, business is bad. It's ego. Business is all about, I'm the best, you know, I'm #1. It's having that alpha energy to state, you know, the claim that you stand on, and having confidence. This is also what business has helped me with, is building those traits and having confidence to say, we're #1. That's why I'm even out here today saying I'm the #1 expert in the world for Moringa. If you want to know anything about Moringa, come to me. It's having that confidence. It's what attracts people to the company, is having that confidence. And so this could take me a year to 2 years to grow. Then I would have to harvest the seeds. Then I would have to clean the seeds and then package the seeds and then come up with the labeling. So that's why I'm like, you know what, maybe I and my time is worth $100 a bag. But you also want to be realistic and then offer that slash out price and then give them the real price, right? So continuing our topics of rules and regulations, just talking business and really getting into it. We have about another 30 minutes or so. I wanted to say thanks everybody for coming in. Thank you so much for saying, hey, if you have any comments, please don't hesitate to put them here in the chat. We're also here not only in the members area, but we are live as well on TikTok as well as Instagram. So thanks everybody for coming in. This is our 3-day Moringa conference event that we're having. It's known as MoringaCon23. And it's based on my book that I just finished, Grow Moringa, the Ultimate Guide. It's a book that I wrote here specifically for teaching you how to start your Moringa business. Because I'm getting calls for hundreds of tons of Moringa every month. Hey, Kendrick, you a big Moringa man? Let me get 100 kilos of Moringa. What? You need what? Hey, Ken, I'm just calling you up, bro. I just seen that you're the Moringa man. I need 40 tons of Moringa a month. I'm like, what? What is going on right now? Everybody is hitting me up for providing their companies with Moringa. I'm blown away by this, and I'm like, okay, I don't have all of that myself. I only have 2.5 acres. I can really only harvest maybe 10, 20 kilos a week in the summertime. But this person is wanting 40 tons a month. I mean, that's 20 container ships. Think about a container ship. Somebody called me for 40 tons of Moringa powder a month for their business. That's 20 container ships a month that they wanted me to deliver to their company. Well, if From Them Farms here in Tennessee decided to grow on his acreage in Tennessee in the summertime, he may be able to get 10 kilos a month. And at the end of those summer months, he may be able to say, at the end of the season, I have 100 kilos. So in the members area, he's got his inventory sheet. We have a database where we all congregate all of our information. And in the database, From Them Farm says he's got 100 kilos of powder in his inventory. That tells me that when I get the order for 40 tons a month, I see, oh, From Them Farms has 100 kilos. And then the other member has 10 kilos, and the other member has 100 kilos, and the other member has 50 kilos. Then I can begin to say yes to these large orders, and you begin to use you as suppliers, as growers. And that's where I'm building here is this informational platform. This system is for everybody here to get to that level where you're telling me that you have 10 kilos, 20 kilos, 100 kilos of powder. And it may take a year to 2 to 5 years to do that. But set your goal up. I'm here now on year 10. This is year 10 of my goal. I thought as a young entrepreneur, what is going to make me $1 billion? And the secret to that is time. If you stick with something long enough, and you're not running around like a squirrel where one year you're doing this business, the next year you're doing this business, the next year you're doing a whole nother business. If you're the person that's already done 5 businesses and you've got 5 Facebook accounts and Instagram accounts, and they're just none of them are going anywhere, you're not mastering a skill. You're being good at a few things, but you're not really mastering that one skill. So I would say one of the laws of Moringa is to just do Moringa and make that your business. And you might have to do other revenue streams to get started, but there's so many different revenue streams within this business, within this company, that you can learn to conquer any of those, say, pitfalls of starting a company, because you could pick people, pets, and plants and figure out who do you want to sell to, why do you want to sell to them, and then you can pretty much go from there, because there's no restriction or rule or law preventing you from being able to grow and sell Moringa. Nowhere does that exist. But for some reason, I always get that call like, can I even grow Moringa? Like, is this marijuana? No, it's not. This is Moringa. And it's not regulated like that because it's kind of been under the radar, to be honest. There was also a lot of say lobbying to make marijuana and cannabis illegal in the 1930s. And so Moringa was just kind of like, we're not going to worry about Moringa. We just want to worry about cannabis. The world made cannabis its #1 enemy plant, because not only was it one of the most valuable industrial plants ever in existence in the history of man, they wanted to control it. And so there's no rules and regulations on growing Moringa now, but there may be some in the near future. And so what we're doing is we are working closely with our politicians to petition that to even be removed from the invasive list. Why is it even on the invasive list to begin with? Because I mentioned a few things, like it has wings, it can travel with the cuttings and regrow with cuttings. Among a few other things, it grows super fast. It's one of the fastest growing trees in the world. It grows pretty much all year in warm, hot climates like Florida, essentially half of Florida. But there's nothing here. Oh, look, TikTok just took us off. Live access removed. Might be talking about something that they don't want us to say. And that's what happens. Violations of our community guidelines. Maybe some keywords that I said there, huh? Rules, regulations. Let's see here. So this is what happens. As a guest. Oh, okay. I might just need to change the settings on that. All good, because it says that we might just be in a different section of lives. If I go to Creator Center and then hit live settings real quick. This is live, so bear with me. Okay. Okay. We're going to figure that out soon. It just kicked us off of TikTok.
What do you mean?
They just said community guidelines right there on the live, and they kicked us right off because we're talking rules, regulations, talking politics, you know, and so they literally just removed access to TikTok right now.
Wow.
Yeah, nuts. That's why we have our own platform. That's why we're in our own platform right now. All right, so we're going to go back and probably try to edit some of the settings. It's all good. We have another 10, 15 minutes here anyways. Just really wanted to get you guys this information today pertaining the moringa tree industry. So the next step in getting your trees growing is to get with us to help figure out your quality. You see this quality here, this green, beautiful green quality here. It doesn't have any mold or bacteria or even E. coli because it's all done in a very clean zone, in a clean environment, and it has intention and love to be healing to anybody who consumes it. And so it starts with the tree. It starts with knowing how you're growing the trees, making sure that you're growing them organically. And we do that inside the members area of the Grow Moringa Collective through video conferencing and messaging and having an open forum with members to where they can get the critique and the help that they need to get to that next level. One of the biggest limiting factors that people have in making money from moringa right away is actually a dry room and having a very effective dry room. Oh, someone is asking, can you overconsume too much? Come through. We have about 15 minutes left. Got Jason here. What's up? What's up, everybody?
Hey, welcome. I'm here now.
Good. So
What's the deal?
from them farmers is like, can you ever overconsume too much? So yeah, absolutely. You know, as with anything, everything in moderation. So
Go slow.
I had somebody come to the farmer's market. They bought this pouch. It's hilarious.
Oh, that guy.
This guy. He bought this pouch. The next week he came over and he was like, dude, moringa is no good. And I'm like, what? I mean, this guy had a very big belly and it was really obese, honestly. And he's like, nah, man, I can't believe you sell this crap. I'm like, dude, what the heck? You talking? These are fighting words. What words? What are you talking about?
Hey.
And I was like, don't talk about my wife that way. You know,
Respect.
Moringa.
My mama.
Respect on the name. Okay. So I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like last week, you never had moringa before, and you were super excited because you've been hearing me talk about it for years. Now all of a sudden you got the gumption to take it. What happened? He's like, I ate this whole pouch. This whole pouch is 100 grams at one time.
Which is heck no, don't do that.
I said, what? He's like, yeah, I put that pouch in a glass of water and I chugged it.
Wow.
He's like, it was the worst. Like, dude, like you did what?
Who told you to do that?
Nobody said that.
Nobody
Doesn't say
said-
that on the label. Nothing like that. You didn't
Nobody
even
said
look up
that.
a video. I mean, this at the time was like, 2016, 2017. It's like, dude, like we have the internet.
You do that with anything?
Like, did you not hear what I said at the market for years? Like, start in small amounts. So this question
Yeah.
from them farms is, can you take too much? And this guy was like, I was on the toilet for 2 days straight.
You learned your lesson,
Yeah,
big dog.
Yeah, it's because I said you full of shit.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
That's what I said.
You had to
I
get
said, he's got this big old belly. And I said to him, yeah, because you're full of shit. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, this actually is a natural detoxifier and a cleanser.
Yeah.
And so it cleared you out, man. So good, right? He's like, no, like, well, one of the reasons why you're backed up and you're so big is because you have this fear of going to the bathroom, or you don't want to go to the bathroom. Like, I had the opposite problem for years. I couldn't go to the bathroom.
Right.
I'm so grateful when I go to the bathroom and I'm preparing to go to the bathroom. I'm like, thank you. I can go to
Right.
the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's a gift. And I don't know, for some people who are just like, oh, I don't want to go to the bathroom. I don't want to be on the toilet. It's because they're super smelly and just doesn't make them feel good. It does not feel good to just release and get that out. It should be the opposite of that. So
To answer your question, Andrea, how do you drink it? You can just water, clean
tea.
water.
Tea.
You can do tea, make the tea, clean water with 2 scoops of powder in the water, just drink it with some honey.
Well, that's kind of what this guy
That's
did.
the raw
That's what
way.
this guy does. Big Ben.
Big man over here
He
does that.
literally chugs the powder, and what we're saying is that's not going to taste good. He's
If,
doing it for reaction.
if you can handle it, that's fine.
But you wanna do it in hot water and strain the material away to get a tea. The next way that these Bigfoot monkey guys do is they freaking just drink the powder. I'm
do.
traumatized by that because I had to drink barley greens when I was little, so like I don't just drink straight up powdered water.
Well, yeah, I used to work out a lot, so I would just do the powder
Yeah.
and water shot. But to be simple and not gag, right? Smoothies or caps. I just do 4 caps in the morning, 4 caps at night. And it's that simple. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't take too much because like you said, especially when you're full of poop, like we all are, you have about 15 to 20 pounds of poop in your intestines. Don't take too much. Give it some time. Caps.
Yeah.
That's right. Caps, my friend.
Capsules. So
Yep.
okay, well, what are some of the rules and regulations to even making capsules? One of the reasons why I focused on the farmers market is from the cottage rule industry and focusing on selling items that could pass as a cottage food industry item. And as long as it can be in a package and it doesn't require cooling or heating, that's one of the things that you can sell at the cottage rule industry level without any rules or regulations. You can make it at home and sell it as a cottage rule industry product. So look into cottage rule.
Cottage rule. Just write that down. Cottage rule. Start Googling around on the laws there.
Yeah, it's in the book. So
In the book. Get the book.
get our book. So
Get the book.
cottage rule. But also you're wanting to, if you're doing this, you want to do things in a very clean space, in a clean environment.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do this in a house with carpet, with animals.
No, not.
So you have to do this potentially in a spare room that has nothing else in it, that also has a protector over the door.
Right.
Or
It has to be sealed like a closed room. But
or separate.
what he was asking from the farm was saying he's got 20 acres. Would they grow would I only grow them indoors?
No.
Oklahoma have the #1 in cottage law. Good.
Good. In the summer, as an annual, you can grow hundreds of thousands of plants, moringa, in the summer as an annual. That's the key for you, sir,
Yes, sir.
is grow moringa anywhere in the world in the summer intensively as an intensive plant, thousands and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of seeds, just spreading them out like a lettuce, like a grass, and harvesting them every 30 days. Hundreds of thousands of seeds on an acre. Okay, that's how you would do it if you're not south of Tampa.
Right.
Essentially, anybody north of Tampa, which is probably about 99% of the people here. I know that we have a lot of growers in Tampa and in South Florida. Y'all are good. You can grow it all year. You can get seeds and all that stuff.
Phenomenal.
Anywhere in the summer, as an annual, you would start after your last frost, and essentially you would have your last harvest before the first frost, before it starts turning cold. Like right now, all of our members that are in like Arizona, Texas, Georgia, they're all done. They're all done for the season. So they all made their last harvest. California,
Yeah, good.
they just all made their last harvest, and they're going to wait it out. They're going to wait it out for the winter, or a lot of them pulled their plants in. I mean, this is farm life. Take a vacation, you know, in the winter. For us, we're kind of opposite, where we grow in the summer and we sell in the winter a lot, because the summer is kind of like slow, and it's just like hot, and it's just like I'm not motivated to go to the farmer's market. But what I'll do in the summer is I'll get hundreds and hundreds of kilos together, so that way by October, November, December, January, I'm selling tens of thousands of dollars worth of products to essentially make me through the whole year. Set me up for the whole year. That's a business strategy. Growing intense in the summer.
Yeah, you can do microgreens year round for sure. That's another model.
Yeah, for sure. Check our products out. We have what's called a microgreen kit in a tray, where you can grow it in a tray, plant like 200 seeds in a tray, and you can grow them inside with lights. You can have 10, 20, 50 trays, it doesn't matter. And you will constantly have harvests from those trees. And then as they get bigger, you can pull those trees out, and then you can plant them in the summertime outside, or you could just plant them in pots and sell them in pots. So just sell your trees in pots. You know, after about 3-4 months of being in that little tray, put them in 1 gallon or 3 gallon pots, sell those pots, or put those trees at the end of their wintertime and put them in the ground. And then you'll already have a head start, like 6 months head start on your trees. So that way, when you put your microgreens trees in the ground in April or May, you're already 6 months ahead. It's almost as if you didn't really even live in a cold zone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We have about 9 minutes left. From the farms, do you want to have him like jump on?
No, it's not right now. I mean,
Like
he has
couple
before.
Okay. Sell my tree, pop for it.
We could, if you wanted to, from them farms. We have a few more minutes. If you wanted to hop on, you're more than welcome to. We could figure it out here, how to share the screen with you.
You want to tap it?
If you wanted to.
Yeah, just to see if
You can pull it up. Here, pull it up.
Okay.
Just grab it for right now. And then you can, it is live though. Just keep it right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, we're gonna add you. We're gonna ask you to join us real quick.
Yeah, see if nice. Yeah, if you wanted to come in, that'd be cool.
Yeah, join us
Yeah,
on the
come through.
farms.
We have a few minutes.
Just a few more minutes. We can chat a little bit
We're
if
gonna
you have
close
any other
out
questions.
Our day one. What about salesmanship?
Oh,
You know, hey,
what's going on, brother?
good.
What's going on, fellas?
Cool. Thanks,
Hey.
man. Thanks for hanging with us.
Hey, yeah, it's been on the report. I had a lot of questions before. So
Yeah.
I moved from
Yeah.
Tennessee back here in Oklahoma.
Nice.
Okay.
Totally different climate, or somewhat similar.
Hey,
20 acres here. You know, I'm already a microgreens farmer.
yeah.
And I got your book and everything, and I got
Thank you.
the kit that's coming in.
Grateful. Thank you.
And I'm having trouble. I told you earlier I was having trouble with my the affiliate code or?
Oh, yeah, we'll get you hooked
We'll
up.
take care of you, no problem. We got Marie on that.
It keeps kicking me out. It says like because I run a lot of my stuff here on my phone and computer
Mhm.
on Brave, and it said I needed to update or it wouldn't take.
I got you.
So and I don't want to do it on Google, but if I have to, I guess.
Right. I got you.
Try
Okay.
try Safari.
Okay.
Oh, if you're not on Apple,
Or DuckDuckGo,
he's on the Brave browser.
Brave
So
browser, right? What
I
about DuckDuckGo?
well, DuckDuckGo is not a browser. It's a internet search engine.
Okay.
But yeah,
But they said something, that's why it won't give me my affiliate code and it won't let me change it to anything. And so I'm kind of don't know what's going on, but it's, I mean, I'm getting all the emails and I'm just getting sent everything and like that, but
okay. There you go.
but yeah, my question here is I was like, would it be, could I do it year round in an enclosed environment? Like I see you all the time, you're in your thing and growing your seeds and growing your little trees, and I see you can sell those. So
Mhm.
when I can grow something and plant it during the summer and have those grow, they'll grow constantly, and then do the ones indoor, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can definitely just continually have your rotation, right? It's just they're going to rotate out, just like any microgreen, like unlike actually any microgreen, you can harvest moringa multiple times, 4, 5, 6 times. But what's going to happen is that root system is going to outgrow the tray. So number one is you want to have a fairly deeper tray, or even just fill that tray up completely with soil. Or maybe a month or 2 months in, add more soil, so that way the root system can continue to push up and create that tuber. It's going to create a small little carrot tuber, right? So that, your trays are very thin. They're not very thick at all. Unless you get a much deeper tray, you can put a little bit more soil in there. And then the trick that I'm doing is I have a tray with no holes, and then I have a tray with holes sitting in that tray with no holes. So I'm going to send you that kit. I know what I talked about before was kind of like a tray with no holes, and then I put a sprouting mat in that, but we didn't have really good success with the sprouting mat, and our customers were giving us their testimonials, and they had better results when they just skipped the sprouting mat and punctured holes in their tray to allow it to drain. So I put this new system together where it's a tray with no holes, and then on the inside of that is elevated a tray with holes. So you stick the tray with holes so that way you can water, and that's where your seeds are. And so that way you get good drainage, and potentially the roots could actually grow out of those holes and hit the water, where you have somewhat of a hybrid system of hydroponic and soil. That's actually how I grew cannabis in my dorm room. Was this hydroponic soil. He's like, look, yeah. That's how I was able to essentially get started in having that hybrid system where I could have the nutrient liquid in the liquid, and then just dunk that tray with holes in the tray with no holes, and that's how I fed it with the liquid fertilizer, with the liquid nutrient, where you don't have to water your microgreens from above. You can water all of your microgreens from below with the no hole tray.
Yeah, we haven't. Those. I mean, I bottom water all my grades, whatever.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, it's already a better way to grow it, so that way you don't form fungus or mold or bacteria on the surface. Same thing with moringa. So, yeah, you can grow all year. Then when you cycle out, what I would do is I would have a system where you have the ability to sell those tubers, have buyers ready for your tubers, because you'll have 200, 400, 1,000 tubers at a time that you could then in turn sell. So then now you've got a product that is a 5-month-old tree that you sell like this.
Yeah.
Right? That you cut this off, and now you're putting 10 of these in a box, and you're shipping 10 tubers that you've already made hundreds of dollars off of from the greens, right? And now it's got a thick stem, and it's got a thick tuber, And now you could sell those tubers. Now, if you don't want to sell the tubers or put that system in place, you could also slice the tubers, dry them, and then powder them. And that's also a spice.
Yeah.
So you have a powdered,
That's all your book, right?
yes, yes.
That's all in your book.
Yep.
That's a lot of stuff to go through. I was like,
a lot.
okay.
Yeah, thanks for, yeah.
Explain I had a lot of questions, but I'm still going through it, so that's
Good.
why.
Great, man. It's good to see you. We've been here for about 6 hours today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up day one of MoringaCon. I'm really glad that you had a chance to come in and spend a few minutes with us. Thanks so much for being an avid watcher, learner, and really enjoying your company, and really appreciate you for coming and wanting to do more business with you as we continue to grow together.
It's telling more people, it's a, affiliate programs, a lot of these digital marketers, because I do for health coverage and some other stuff, but I says, hey, a lot of them don't want to do that. I go, this is easy, especially a lot of those farmers and microgreens. This is as affiliate or
Yep.
whatever they can do.
Yeah, well,
Like that's what you want to do.
you can have as much or as little involvement as you want in your business. Some people are like, I just want to learn from you and I want to do it on my own. Great. Take all this information, copy everything that I'm doing and do it. I want you to make $1 million from it. Then there's people that are like, I don't want to have my own brand. I just want to grow for you and I want to sell your brand, your branded material. So we have those people, and we have a spectrum of people in the middle that are like, maybe I could start off with your brand, but I want to grow my brand. And so we work together, because as a member, people ask, if I'm a member, do I have to give you sales, like my sales? And I'm like, no. If you make a sale over the phone, if you make a sale on the phone, on your website, that's yours. Yeah, you can make a donation, right? But nothing is required. What is your price is your price. What's my price is my price. And if I'm selling this for $20 on my website, but you want to sell it for 40, I want you to sell it for 40 on your website. But if you want to sell Moringa with me, then essentially you would be shipping this to the buyer with this brand at the price that's on the website. So that's what this is this is on the website for $20, and anybody who wants to be on that train can be on that train on any of those carts. They can be on all the carts or just hanging off, having one arm in and one arm out. I just want people to call people up in their friends and family list and make some sales. I'm here to help you get your first 10 sales. That's my goal. I'm not trying to take your money. I'm not trying to take your product. I want this to be a free market system where we all have this information and you can sell at any price to anybody that you want. And being a member just means that you're providing value. There are some responsibilities with membership, like participating and getting to know us, being a part of the community. That's really the only requirement right now. The next step is we're going to require everybody to get their quality up and have a supply that we can sell. We don't necessarily right now just like buy people's Moringa. It's more along the lines of people are ordering Moringa from us and you can fulfill that order. So if like somebody buys from us a tray of Moringa that's already sprouted and you happen to have 100 trays that are already sprouted, and the buyer is saying, I'm in Oklahoma, guess what I can say? You can go pick up directly from one of our members in Oklahoma. He has a tray that he's selling for $300. It's already sprouted. It's already got the soil. It's already set up. All you need to do then at this point is just harvest the greens, and you'll be able to do that for months and months and months. For $300, you've got continual microgreens. So that's a business idea for you, is to get in the members area. Tell me what you have as your inventory. Say like, I've got 50 microgreens trays that are already sprouted. Or a big one that we could use your help with is, I've got 50 trays worth of supplies that I could ship microgreens to your buyers. So I get, say, 5 to 10 microgreen orders a week.
Like a kit?
Like a kit. You could essentially ship the kits. Like you already have a microgreens company with all of these supplies all you need to do is get in with us and say your inventory essentially is you have microgreens kits. Oh, this guy has microgreens kits and I'm already getting 5 to 10 of those orders a week. I'm just going to give them to you. If someone's paying our website the money, but you're fulfilling it, essentially, yeah, we take a small percentage of that sale, but we give you a large portion of that because you're paying for the supplies. You're paying for the time to put it in the mail, but we acquired that customer. And so, we work together and we take a small thing, but we want to get it to where you're profiting. Like, what was your cost of your kit? If you end up getting all of your supplies for your kit through the distributors and manufacturers and the suppliers that we use, you're going to get it at a cheaper price and you're going to be able to clear more profit. Because what we do as a company, as a collective, is we don't just buy 100 of these pouches. We're going to buy 10,000 of these pouches. And then when a member says, I want to buy pouches, we can say, oh, we have them at cost. We don't need to make profit off of the pouches. We just use our business sales tax receipt to go buy this tax free for everybody in the collective. And it's at cost. So you're just buying it at the cost that our company, like, one of the things that we do is say, hey, everybody, we want to go buy 10,000 pouches. It costs $5,000. We were raising $5,000 to go buy 10,000 pouches. We put $5,000 in a pot. We go all these pouches, and all the people that put money in the pot, they get their money back plus interest for helping us buy supplies. So that's one of the things that we have even for our members is let's continue to grow and get this momentum going. Let's go buy 1 million seeds together, right? And then let's break that down. You put in $100, you put in $100, you put in $100. Well, then there's time frames. There's 30 days, 90 days, a year as to how soon you want your money back. So what we'll do is we'll buy all the pouches and then say, hey, we have to sell all these pouches in the next 3 weeks, right? And then we'll put up an at-cost sale for 10,000 pouches, and we'll have all of our members buy the pouches. Then we have the money back, and we divide that back out to the people that lent that capital. It's a lending program, essentially.
I want to look what you were talking about earlier about this and have here in Oklahoma, my neighbor wants try to get her on doing it too. So we have a group, a community, just Moringa, who growing it, and maybe build some business like you did there in Florida, and having people go harvest and stuff,
Yes.
So I mean, there's like you. I listen to you a lot, so I heard a
Yeah,
lot of this.
thank you.
Stuff
Thank
like
you, bro.
that.
That's creating your own content. That's creating your own co-op. We just talked about that a little bit earlier. You're forming your own co-op, essentially, and we're helping you as the manager of your co-op, and we're helping you to manage and implement a strategy for your local crew, your co-op crew. Absolutely. So giving them the materials that they need, giving you the structure that you need to form a co-op, and how do you guys operate as a co-op? Because I started as a co-op and expanded out into a collective.
Yeah, sounds
Cool.
good. Appreciate your time. I don't want to take too much of it.
No worries.
Thanks for giving me this time on there. You're always
Got
a
it.
pleasure and great information. I'm going to continue reading your book.
Thanks, bro.
Here after I get off.
All right. Well, then we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
All right,
Aaron.
peace and
Appreciate
love.
it.
Awesome. We're going to go ahead and end here as well, too. So thanks, everybody. We had a great day. Thank you, members. This is just day 1 of MoringaCon. We're going to be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. We're going to do some harvesting. We're going to do some washing and drying of some leaves. We're going to make some tea. We're going to show out some cuttings. We're going to make powder. We're going to package. We're going to have lunch. Then we're going to make capsules, and we're going to make paper. And then we're going to show you how to plant the seeds in pellets and bio bags and pots like this. Like, how do we get a tree that looks like this in a pot? Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this trifecta, perfect little tree right here. How did we get this little tree to look as beautiful as this? Well, I just told her to look like her daddy. That's what I did. And so she's showing up. She's saying, hey, daddy, look at me. Oh, and we'll also be talking about how to bring it all together to make a living like we do in this company from multiple revenue streams for your Moringa business. Okay, so we'll be back. Thanks, everybody. Moringa love, peace, and prosperous growing. I'll see y'all soon. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow for MoringaCon Day 2. Peace and love.
Moringa love, God
Moringa love. Woo!
God body.
All right. Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Ciao. We'll see y'all tomorrow.